So there's all the smoke and a big bang behind us, but that wasn't combat. What was happening there?
This is a blast of a minefield. The Golan Heights is covered with many minefields from many years ago. Some of them are Syrian mines that were planted here when the Syrians were here, and some of them are Israeli mines that were planted here after the Yom Kippur War, when Israel was afraid from another invasion from Syria. Today we understand that we don't want these mines. We want to cultivate the lands, we want to bring bloom into the area. And like a decade ago, there was a decision in Israel to disarm all the minefields. And this is part of the efforts. It goes step by step, meter by meter. It takes a long time. This doesn't mean that you can get into this minefield now, because we don't know whether everything was blasted, everything was exploded. So it takes a few years until you can actually cultivate the land that used to be a minefield.
We also heard some small arms fire earlier from across that.
This is from Syria. There is activity in Syria. First, there is IDF activity in Syria. Second, there is a huge party there. It's the IDF there, trying to stop any terrorist activity against Israel. There is regime activity against what's left of small cells of resistance, new regime, of resistance to the new regime by the old regime.
And you were saying a party, that means every major, indeed minor terrorist organisation has been active in this area around us.
Until I'll put it this way, between 2013 to 2018, there were many groups along the Israeli-Syrian borderline that were fighting each other. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hezbollah, rebels, government forces, everybody were fighting everybody. IDF was not in Syria. In 2018, the rebels lost. The previous government of Assad came over, and we had a few years that the area was basically controlled by Iran. We had local militias that became collaboration with Iran. We had Hezbollah over here as well. And Al-Qaeda and ISIS were basically defeated in those areas. In December this year, the new government of Syria was established, which is based on Al-Qaeda. For Israel, it was very important to make sure that the new government is not posing any risk to us Israelis that are living here on the other side of the border. And that's why Israel entered into Syria, and to disarm this area, which, by the way, due to international agreements, is supposed to be disarmed completely.
Yeah, so because you're not fighting a war of expansion here.
No.
The idea is you need a stable enough government in Syria and someone you can trust to enforce a demilitarized zone to give you the buffer.
We'll get out.
Yeah.
We'll get out. We don't want to expand, but to be honest, I don't know when this will happen, because the leader of Syria today is the leader of Al-Qaeda of yesterday, and we want to be sure. How can we trust him? We want to be sure that he is not building a radical Sunni state on our border and replacing one monster with the other.